Are expected to seek out the best.
Two words to describe the activity.
The Yoruba Unity Forum is conducted.
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa. We break the news. Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV Primetime
Our
News.
24-hour news station.
Right, it's going down today. The much talked about APC elective national convention. 5 aspirants from the incumbent governor of Kano and Imo State, of course, to Inda Isaiah, who is also contending, as well as the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and, of course, former President Muhammadu Buhari. Over 8,000 delegates will be converging today. Converged already at the Taslim Balogun Stadium, and it's really hopeful to be quite interesting as we find out who formally comes out to be the APC presidential candidate. I have Bola Obasti here with me in the studios. Thank you very much for staying the course.
Thank you very much for the opportunity once again.
And joining us now is Barrister Wale Ogunade. Good morning and thank you for finding time to join us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Let me quickly run you through the ages of these aspirants and how all of this will impact on their chances as well as their religions. Inda Isaiah is a Christian, is 52 years old, same age with Rochas Okorocha, Imo State Governor, 52. The Kano State Governor, Rabi Kwankwaso, is 58, 6 years older than the two. And then we also now have Atiku Abubakar, who is 68 years old, and Muhammadu Buhari, 71. Do you think this age would matter at all?
Well, to all intents and purposes, age may matter, it may not matter. So at the moment now is about the delegates. And no doubt, the delegates are a part of Nigeria, and they want to look at how the antecedents of all of them. To all intents and purposes, I guess now we are getting to a level where people look at people's pedigree. It is no more the situation where people just come up with one big name or deep pockets. Yeah, we've seen that played out in the primaries where people had deep pockets and they took their money. And of course, they didn't vote for them, for the delegates thing. So, to me, it's about the people. And we want to look at the pedigree and the antecedents. What has happened? Because to all intents and purposes, Nigeria is in a dire strait now. All of us know that. Some of us who have been opportune to travel out of this country know that indeed, if anything, Nigeria needs a rescue mission now. We need somebody who can take Nigeria and pull Nigeria out of the doldrums. Well, I drive vehicles, and I know that God help you if your vehicle breaks down in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere. You'll be desperate in getting anybody, and I'm sure my brother here in the studio with me knows what I'm talking about, to somebody to pull you out of that place. Because if not, God help you if my brothers from the underworld meet you there.
We're getting
so Nigeria
already from the Taslim Balogun Stadium, venue of the APC elective national convention, where over 8,000 delegates are expected to sit, of course, determine who will emerge as the APC presidential candidate for the forthcoming 2015 general elections. Accreditation expected to have started at 7 a.m. Earlier today. We'll be joined shortly by our correspondents on ground to find out what exactly is the plans like. But then, Barrister, do you see, you talked about a rescue mission.
Yes.
Do you see any of these candidates having the potential to make that happen for Nigeria?
Yes. Let me quickly bury what I'm saying so that I'll go there. I mean, everyone knows that Nigeria needs somebody who can take Nigeria to El Dorado. We have passed the era of propaganda. I'll confess that when I walked into your reception, is the first time this year that I'll see Christmas, and yeah, Christmas is around the corner. Forget my brother's red cap here, that if maybe you put some white thing, we'll say it's for the Christmas cap. Right. And that is very strange. And it's a serious issue. As I'm talking to you now, I don't know how we're going to run Christmas. I don't know. Because of the financial implication. There's no money in town to celebrate. I don't know, maybe you, Bolaba, have seen hampers. I've not seen one hamper, not for me, but even maybe before you see vehicles being loaded with hampers to be taken to various offices, to be taken to various contractors, or there is nothing on ground to indicate that Christmas, in fact, Christmas turkey is not yet on tap. So many, anything and everything relating to Christmas is now out. What am I trying to say? Is that Nigeria has gotten it, or it hasn't, it's bad for Nigeria. And to make it worse, all yesterday I was on the street. Look, because all these fuel stations everywhere was jam-packed because people were looking for fuel. So it was a hellish day yesterday. And I hope that will not continue into the new year.
Do these aspirants have the potentials? Do they have the background?
You see, that's where I'm going. You see, it takes individual. You see, it takes people to make things happen. And if somebody has the ability to make things happen, there's no way you just think about, where is it coming from? Let me start from Rochas. The guy has been saying that he has a Midas touch, and he started with a foundation, the Rochas Okoracha Foundation. And he now has the opportunity that he has now translated it in Imo State, in government, as governor. He has made a beautiful and big impact. Kwankwaso, I've been to Rochas Owerri, and some other state, Agulusu or something. I'm sorry, to some villages there when we went for this MBA conference, right? I had the opportunity of running around the road transformation there has been wonderful. He has been able to build up some structures, some houses and halls and co, including where we held the conference. But be that as it may, in Kwano, the man has tried, as Kwankosa has tried to move Kano to another level. Kano State particularly, improved on the economy, ensure that all the Almajiris are taken care of one way or the other, and that Almajiri is a big issue in the north. Because I told somebody, I went to north, I schooled in the north, and of course, if all governors did what Kwankwaso has done in Kano, then definitely this issue of Almajiri and even this issue of Boko Haram will be a thing of the past. You see, when I was in school, when I was a small boy, I schooled there, and the Hausa boys there, those who go to the Muslim school, to the Islamic school, be calling us Yamakaran. They will be taunting us and harassing us. Yamakaran Tampo Koko, Bakara Tuba Sanla, say Yawanzagimala. What I say is that we just go to school to abuse our teachers. We don't read the Quran or so. Know that we go to school to abuse our teachers, because that's the hallmark of schooling. Even up to university level, you give a lecturer a name, and that's it. But that does not take it away from facing your books and study. Right. So that man has done that. Matiku, he was the vice president. He too played his part. He ensured that some reforms came up, but of course he worked under somebody who was very tough, and Obasanjo. So Atiku was able to operate to the limit to which Obasanjo gave him.
Okay. Right.
So of course we have a Buhari. No, before I go to Buhari, Isaiah, he is a publisher. Well, he just shot to limelight through his publication of the leadership. Even as an activist, it was when this issue of running for the presidential thing came up that I got to know him. Okay. But then, for somebody to take that type of a paper, in fact, in Abuja, to have that prominence, then definitely the guy too has tried, to the extent that we get it in Lagos, we get it all over Nigeria. I'm talking about Isaiah.
Yeah,
then of course for Buhari, I mean, he needs no introduction. The man has been a former head of state. He has a pedigree. The man is about discipline, and of course we all knew what he did.
So let me take this call. Just let me take this call before I come to you, Balaba. Good morning, Jaji, from Ilorin. If you're there, please go ahead with a contribution.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please go ahead with a contribution, Jaji.
Thank you very much for the program this morning once again. Jaji from Ilorin. Thank you for the program once again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think we are at the point since who is going to remove this country from these boundaries we are in right now. Because I can hear my daddy talking about those common Christmas hampers we put anyway. There is no sign of as if we are celebrating anything. It happens every Salah we talk because it's the Salah festivality. Maybe there is no much in the country that we can celebrate for. And now Christmas is here for almost everybody. You know it's going to be a Christmas break. And we are expected to see colorful things around. But it's more or less, I think in Nigeria today, we don't have anything because the people is totally subsidized. We need common money for us to buy household or house material food. It's very difficult. Yes, fear has something to say. Fear has grown. My prayer is for everybody that will march of the 5% that there is no that has no pedigree. But my prayer is for the two candidates. I hope maybe personal issues. The two candidates that I hope that will fight is either the People's General, who is General Buhari, or Richard Okorocha. I think these two have done so well. They have pedigrees because while he was Minister of Petroleum, he did the refineries. He has vision and he has mission, I believe. Richard has vision, he has mission. Because we started with just together with Rochas. Thank God he has done it. He started from the top. He is at the top. We pray that all these things and the aspiration about Nigeria will be actualized.
It's all right. Thank you very much for your contribution. That's how much time for me to take your call. Thank you for calling from Ilorin. Now, Bola, but let me quickly come to you before I go back to the barrister. What do you think will count in today's primary? Earlier, General Muhammadu Buhari would have loved a consensus arrangement. He talked about the cost implication. He talked about the possibility of money bags hijacking the process. What factors do you think will count as regards the winner of this particular exercise?
Today, two major forces are in contention. Two major phenomena are in contention. One is integrity, the other is resources, as in terms of pecuniary resources. It is very unusual in our polity to have integrity defeat money, but today may prove one of those very few occasions where integrity will limp home far and above pecuniary resources. Like I said earlier on before I was joined by my colleague, I said you cannot rubbish the candidature of Atiku, but it carries a perception baggage. Okay. And like I said earlier on too about Buhari, the greatest asset working for him at this juncture is the perception advantage he has with Nigerians. He's a man that has integrity and incorruptible character. But I said my opinion, that is unfortunate to be in this in the cul-de-sac that I see Nigeria going into now. If you say Atiku has a perception problem, and you say Buhari has a perception advantage, where I am now, a 71-year-old man whose intellectual antecedent is not all that solid, whose character as a visionary for me is not all that solid. Maybe we just, at this juncture, God just wants us to have somebody to help us stem the Malay of corruption.
I guess it's my brother.
But like I said earlier on before I came on, because one has to put this in perspective. Like I said earlier on before he came on, he came on the set, the other side is even worse. What I see on the other side.
But I'm not sure you
I think
are.
be a saint,
I'm not sure you are a card-carrying member of the APC.
Not of the two parties.
But let us assume that you are a delegate today at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Which of the 5 aspirants will you vote for?
I would deliberately waste my vote for Vision in say Ndazaya or Rochas. You see, Rochas, my problem with Rochas is that when I see money that cannot be explained with visible productive machinery or antecedent, I get scared. I just want to believe that Rochas was once, whilst I was a practicing journalist in Europe, I guess this was about 10 years ago, he was once a guest on my TV show then across Europe. And you know, I couldn't help but celebrate the man, because when I was intimating my public, my viewership, with the fact that he was one of very few Nigerians who had an elaborate foundation, taking care of indigent kids, you know, empowering them with education. And when you empower people with education, you are doing a lot to transform a society. We can't reduce that at all. But where that money came from, I know I don't have it on record that his father was the enormously respected Chief Oduku, the entrepreneur, and he inherited the money, and I don't see him. So he must have cut some funny deals too to make the money. But you know what? This is Nigeria, land of opportunity. So,
Barrister, if I ask you the same question, I'm not sure you are a card-carry member of the APC, are you?
I'm an activist, not a politician.
Okay, but let's assume that you're one of the delegates. Who would you vote for?
Obviously, if I'm to vote, I'll vote General Buhari.
Why?
I mean, just as I said earlier on, we need to take Nigeria away from disintegration.
The man is 71 years
old. Doesn't matter. There are several elderly persons who have run issues and affairs all over the world.
You mean because
my problem is that people will always want to refer to other crimes in breaches rather than in observance. Ronald Carter, is it Jimmy Carter? Sorry, Ronald Reagan.
Reagan was in his he was in his 70s when he became president of America,
and he ran America very well. Right?
Up until the time that his dementia and this thing was setting in, and
no, it was when he was going for his second term. But we need, of course, we had a Nelson Mandela in Africa here. Close show.
We have a Robert Mugabe.
Who usually did one time?
We have a Robert
Mugabe.
Who is 90 years old.
We won't go to Mugabe.
Who is planning to recontest in 2016 or 2018 thereabouts.
We are not here for a debate. We are not here for a debate. Because this is my talk. But whichever way, Robert Mugabe, even if you want to take it, did not start as a 90-year-old. This is not his first term. This is countless term. But whichever way I'm going is that, if anything at all, experience has a lot to do when it comes to the antecedents. And of course, my brother has spoken about perception. It's not as if Buhari too is here clean. He has not come out clean.
It's not the same.
Right.
It's better.
But when we
put,
look, for now, Nigeria needs somebody who can do the job, the best man for the job. For all intents and purposes, there is no big man that is happy. Nobody in Nigeria is comfortable. Ask him. He's big, but he's not happy. He's big in size. He has a deep pocket, but he's not happy because we know.
You have said it before you came on. I said it before you came on. It's just, for me, it's unfortunate.
So, since we have gotten to this level, let us get somebody who can rescue Nigeria.
So let us agree that we don't have, as it is now, the best candidates to pick from.
No, I told you, the Buhari of all the pack is the best. I'm not talking as a politician, I'm talking as a Nigerian, and I'm talking as an activist who has gone around Nigeria and has seen it all. I tell you, in all corners, I've run around Nigeria. Even recently, I told you, just some few weeks ago, I was in the Eastern Axis. And of course, it was cries all over. We money now. Now we are broke. Now we money. Everywhere just did dry. That was the theme song. Okay. 2 weeks ago, I was in Abuja. And I just didn't know what happened. I went to Wuse Market just to feel the people. Because most of the time when I go around, I just try as much as possible. Wuse is in the center of Abuja. And I interacted with the Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas there. And the general consensus is that GMB is the man, that they want Buhari, that things are tight. That things are tight and they need somebody who can make things work. Not forgetting in the southwest here, obviously, if people will call him from the south, from anywhere in the Lagos area or Yoanko, you will see it's the same call.
But does Buhari has what it takes to win this primary election?
My brother said it and I appreciate it. I wanted to say good, but he said it. Look, it's not about having a deep bag, not even a deep pocket now. It is about integrity, the perception.
It will be one of the very few times in Nigeria's political history where integrity will trounce money. It may be today.
Let us quickly talk about the document.
I'm not a Buhari person. You asked me practically. I know.
And I appreciate you for honesty.
It may be
Same here too.
And it will be very historic. Because we have gotten to a stage of this morass where values don't even count.
Gentlemen, in any moment from now, we'll be joining the live feed from the Teslim Balogun Stadium venue of the APC elected national convention. But let me quickly take you up on this. These 5 aspirants already signed a document to stick with the APC, irrespective of the result. Okay, I'm afraid we have to join now. Well, it's ongoing. Over 8,000 delegates expected. 5 aspirants, no doubt, at the Teslim Balogun Stadium venue of the APC elective national convention. And of course, we have our correspondent standing by. I can see Jimoke and Frank there.
Broadcast of the APC National Convention, where they will be determined who will clinch the presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress for 2015 election. And this is a live broadcast of Port TV News, reaching you live from the Teslim Balogun, the venue of the All Progressive Congress presidential primaries on Wednesday, 10 December 2014. I am Frank Komalape. I'm not here alone. Jumepe Olatuji, who will be my co-anchor here on the program, is here with me.
All right, you're welcome to the live broadcast of the All Progressive Congress presidential aspirants today. And this convention is expecting delegates from all the 36 states of the Federation. And among the ad hoc and statutory delegates, we're expecting the 7 and past presidents, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who are also members of the party, 7 and past members of the party, past deputy speakers and other principal officers of the state houses of assembly who are members of the party. Also expected are members of the state's working committee, including those of the Federal Capital Territory, also all party chairmen and secretaries of all local governments, all elected chairmen of local government councils, development authorities in the country, who are also members of the party, and the 3 elected delegates, at least 1 who must be a woman from each local government area in the country.
Well, that's exactly the people that will be determining the torchbearer for the APC presidential primary here in Lagos here, in Teslim Balogun here, where the convention is going to be taking place. And of course, one thing that is not certain here is who among the 5 aspirants of the platform of the APC is going to clinch the ticket. This is the most coveted ticket, and APC is trying to make a statement. It's the largest opposition party in Africa, and they are trying to make a statement. All stage is now set here at the Teslim Balogun here, where the convention will be taking place. Right behind me here, right behind us here, you can see the polling booth where they will be casting their vote is ready. About 10 of them this side, and the other side about 10 of them. So we're making 20, and we're expecting about 8,000 delegates from across the Federation that will be coming here to decide exactly who clinch the party's ticket. And Jumoke, one of the surprising things, and this is the first time we are having such event, such exercise, and I think that APC is trying to make a statement with these. They have never done it before, especially the new, from ACN, or will I say, from AD to ACN, and now a mega party APC. They've never done it before since the registration by INEC in 2011, and this is the first time, and I think they want to make a statement with it. But look at the the set of people that will be making the delegate, or the list of the delegates so far from across the country. I'm thinking that whether would this be enough to really determine who is going to be the torchbearer for the 2015 election?
Yes, coupled to the fact that the All Progressives Congress has matched out of 3 or more parties coming together, and after a series of defections from one party to the other, the All Progressives Congress has been seen as a strong opposition party contending with the ruling People's Democratic Party. So this is a major highlight ahead of 2015 general election, and this is a major determinant of whether the All Progressives Congress would truly come out to be the true alternative to democracy as intended by the party.
One of the things is that nobody knows exactly who will emerge from this fight.
Yes, because we have a lot of five big wigs are coming out today to contend against one another. The chairman of the leadership newspaper, Sam Azaya, the former president, General Muhammadu Buhari, the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, we have the governor of Imo State, Richard Okaracha, and the governor of Kano State, Rabi Yusuf Papa.
All of them have a very intimidating profile, the profile that you cannot go through. And if you want to go...
Our correspondents there speaking to us live from the Taslim Balogun Stadium, venue of the elective National Convention of the All Progressives Congress. I agree with you guys that this is the first time that the APC, indeed, let me put it this way, the ACN will be doing much of a televised primary election. Now, they've been known for some kind of anointing and consensus arrangement, and we hope that all of these will show forth the APC as indeed the opposition to beat come 2050. Well, back to my live studios. I still have gentlemen here with me, Agbolauba and Barrister Wale Ogwade. Thank you, gentlemen, for staying the course. But then, beyond all of this now, we are looking at the possibility of having a primary election televised live. But I want us to quickly compare it with what we have seen during the Houses of Assembly, the governorship primaries. Some have said that primary election is just another way of putting consensus. Because prior to the governorship election, in Lagos, for instance, many people knew who the anointed candidate was. Even the Oba of Lagos came out months before the primary election to say that this is the man for the job. Do you see primary election really being more democratic than the consensus arrangement that we had before now?
We are going there. Just like your colleagues have said from the field, it's something that is new. We are used to the anointed system, the consensus system, somebody has said system. So we are going now to the primary system, and the primary is that delegates will be picked or will come up through a system. Either they are already people who hold party structures at various levels, who are members of a party who belongs to one institution or the other, coming up. But to all intents and purposes, it may just be a charade if you say it, because to all intents and purposes, those who form the delegates generally are from the system.
Let me hold you for a while, Barrister, and take this call from Kaduna. Good morning, Dami, and welcome to Call Digest. Hello, are you there? Oh, Jamiu, if you are there, please go ahead with the contribution. I'm afraid we lost that. Please turn down the volume of your TV set when you are attempting to call us, and let's keep the conversation live on TV set. Please
so now that we are now moving, you see, things are getting better. Anyone, both the watcher and you here, you agree with me and my colleague, we agree that things are getting better. 2011, it wasn't like this. In fact, 2003 it wasn't like this. 1993 it wasn't. So we are getting better. You can be sure that 2019, by the grace of God, it will even be better. In terms of now, we will now know the list of those who will be delegates from the onset. And we can even say, no, this man, it can't be a delegate. Or we'll say, okay, this person, it is. You see, we'll even look at their characters, because these people are the macrocosm. They will go into the ones that will represent those who are. Because if any party does not get it right through the delegates, and of course in the process they may even shove aside the best, just either for pecuniary reasons or for sentimental reasons or for some religion, for one reason or the other. and thus denying. But maybe by 2019, we may get to the level in which there must be independent, open primary or independent candidates can come in. But be that as it may, we are evolving. I guess some of us whose job is it to work in this regard will begin to look at all the lapses and the failures of this process now that will recommend both for INEC and even use for ourselves to ensure that 2019 will be better. But again, it's still better. Now we are having, in the full glare of everyone, they are going to have the primaries. But it is not new per se, because for the presidential election, we've been having full primaries in the glare of everyone. But what of the local election? For the chairman of the political of the local level in the local government, for the councillors, for the governors, and of course House of Representatives, House of Assembly and Senate. All these things now will begin to open up because we want the best to come out. You see, in Nigeria, it's only in Nigeria that things are done anyhow. And I like Nigeria, again, I'll use that example of the football game. Most Nigerians we are all coaches. We know football very well. So, and of course, no coach dare go with pregnant women, with people who have injury in their legs, and take them for a major tournament. Any coach will want to come out with the best 11. And the same thing, that the best 11 will come out. Nigeria is a country that is endowed. I've had the opportunity of going around the world. And I know that it's whatever, most of the resources that Nigeria has, some countries are begging. In fact, they can't get it even if they beg.
Let's quickly look at the conduct of delegates. MCR, if you can get the Kwara governorship primaries for me as silent film. Earlier we saw a video where delegates indeed threw caution into the wind. Of course, this time around it was with the People's Democratic Party. But earlier in the APC's national convention that was held in Abuja, we also saw certain throwing of chairs and iron rods and all of that. This is amazing. This happened on television.
It is Kwara.
This is for the PDP. Kwara governorship primaries. Can you say that in English?
I don't tell you.
No, you see, they are graduating. I just pray that bombs won't be used.
My question is that the conduct of this exercise under live camera, does it change anything as regards the conduct of the delegates?
In the Big Brother house, anything can happen because people have gotten used to cameras. Even people do the untoward. It's not about camera for them. It's about the emotional persona of these individuals, and the emotional persona will manifest whether camera or no camera. Come on now, me really. That's interesting. You need commentary on that.
Does it not even amaze you that
show Lagos one and give them God?
It's alright.
They're away from
you see, the second leg is that I still blame INEC, and I will be hard on INEC because again I'll go to the football, and of course you see I use it because it's general one. If a referee is on the match and people are kicking, will the referee continue and condone the player? What does he do, my brother? He sent that rough player out of the field. The same. You see, Section 99 of the Electoral Act is clear. This type of a conduct, whoever are the principal, the candidates, all of them will be sanctioned by INEC. But just as my brother is trying to say and he left, this type of a conduct that is being shown is a conduct that will warrant that candidate and the party itself to be penalized, so as to look at it as a deterrent. You see, if laws are there and they are not given teeth, then things will go on, and that's why this culture of impunity will continue. And really, that's why I will continue to route for a Buhari. Why? Because if we continue in this era, oh, God help us.
Before we go, let me quickly have both of you, both opinions on the document signed by the 5 presidential aspirants as regards staying and sticking with the party, irrespective of the outcome of the primary election.
I hope the losers will be honorable enough to respect the document.
There's a caution, though. I heard Major General Buhari saying that is if the primary is free and fair.
I said I hope the losers, because inevitably today, only one person will come out as the winner. And I said, I hope the losers will be honorable enough
to stick with that agreement.
To stick with the agreement, because politicians, for all they care, even this Buhari that they are overpainting as a man of integrity, politicians have shown themselves in this jurisdiction, in this polity for me, to be opportunistic players who can jump ship at any time, midstream or no midstream, and before you know it, the loser by tomorrow morning is already telling you that he's going to be the presidential candidate of one nondescript, less recognized political shell party. And listen, so we wait till tomorrow, if tomorrow comes.
The possibility of having these people sticking together, given their precedents, Buhari, who was with CPC, ANPP, and now with the what's it called now? The APC. The Kano State governor was formerly with the PDP. They came to the APC. Rocha Okorocha was with the PDP, the APGA, and now ACM. I mean, is there a possibility of having all of them in the same? That seems to be the only one.
But even, looking at his antecedents, he may have been doing PR for one this thing before.
It's all right. Please let me quickly have your opinion.
The same thing with my brother here. Mine is that indeed they all have antecedent of jumping in and jumping out. Okay. Just as I said earlier on, it's not as if Buhari is a saint. You remember that when he was denied the APC, the All Progressive, what was that, the ANPP's ticket?
We have just one more minute to go now.
He left and went and formed CPC. So it's not as if. And I guess those who decided to bring out this code of conduct know what they are doing. And to me, I guess it's about getting there in which we will have themselves
too attested.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us today on the show. A big thank you to Wale Ogunade. Thank you for coming on the show.
To God be the glory.
It's good to have you all the time. And we hope that when next you come, we'll be discussing who the contenders are, and we would have found out who the pretenders actually have been. Well, we'll also link live with the Taslim Balogun Stadium, venue of the APC National Convention at 3 o'clock, I believe, when proper accreditation will start. Voting according to the timetable should kickstart around 6 p.m. Over 8,000 delegates converging in Lagos as regards finding out who among these 5 aspirants will indeed get a ticket of the APC. The same is also going at the Eagle Square, I believe, in Abuja for the People's Democratic Party, where it looks as if we already know who the candidate would be. A big thank you to Jaji for calling from Ilorin. We had to Chuku also calling from Anambra. We had a cold call from Jamiu from Kaduna, but we'll say a big thank you for you guys for watching. We'll take a break now. We're back at the top of the hour with the news. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News.